Okay. We got Why TED Talks Suck Now from Sir W. Okay, let me see.
I am a thought leader. You know that I'm a thought leader because I'm wearing a blazer, I have glasses, and I've just done this with my hands.
Y de repente se muere su madre.
In the early 2010s, TED Talks were highly regarded around the world for giving the public never before seen access to the world's brightest minds.
Jocko. Oh. Okay. 2010, yeah, the internet was a thing. And as time more and more goes on, it's like more and more people become a part of the internet. You know, there's a whole generation of kids just growing up on the internet, the iPad kids or whatever. They just have the internet at their access at any point in time. And I think TED, the whole concept of TEDx or TED Talk or whatever, I don't even know the difference. Those were like the TED thing platform. It was essentially just like a platform for people, and I think it wasn't like the worst thing. I think it was pretty good because it's a chance for people to get up there in front of like a crowd, and to give like a long form kind of speech, you know, using their body language. You know, they prepare like some sort of slideshow, you know, death by PowerPoint, you know, that whole thing. To present ideas that they think are worth presenting. And I think for the most part it was good. You know, you do have your occasional meme of the Sam Hyde thing. That was pretty fucking funny. But I mean, for the most part, I don't really know if the whole platform of TED is needed anymore because, you know, everybody has access to microphones. Like, I'm a fucking idiot. I got a mic, I got a computer. I have like some decent level of computer skills. I know how to buy a camera and a lens and shit like that. If I wanted to, I could come up with some profound thing and start yapping about it. Just right here in front of my computer. I could. So because it's like the barrier to entry is so much lower now, I don't think TED is like needed, the whole thing. And like maybe it is like possibly TED Talks could be like the Planet Fitness of presentations. You know, if someone is kind of nervous about presenting their idea in front of people, maybe they don't want to start a YouTube, or maybe they haven't given their idea enough, you know, thoughtfulness or like rigor and like put it through like I don't know, enough mental like bullshit or whatever. Maybe it's a good like beginner type platform, like, you know, kind of how Planet Fitness is like a beginner type of gym. So maybe TED is still kind of needed, but maybe not. I'm not sure.
I just couldn't put my finger.
Huge bust, huge bust, huge bust,
Boom bust,
huge
boom bust,
bust.
bust, bust,
You
bust.
keep going.
But somewhere along the way, something changed. Today, the conference has a reputation for being little more than a place for people to roleplay as tech visionaries.
What
Really?
is a birthday?
This may as well be a fucking like Shark Tank, but in the audience there's no sharks. It's just regular dudes. Maybe there's an occasional person with like a couple 100,000, maybe like $1 million or so bucks or whatever. And like maybe they'll get with them like after the show, like, hey, do you need some help or some other bullshit? But like for the most part, it seems like maybe it could possibly be like Diet Shark Tank.
I think it can best be understood by breaking down the word birth.
Oh my god, could TED just be like a marketing platform? Oh god. Oh Jesus.
And day.
Whether it's due to overall poor quality control or the insane rumors about the way they treat speakers they don't agree with.
Eddie Wong came in here,
Very
and Eddie
interesting,
Wong
yeah.
told his gross story that makes you just go, ew, Ted.
These talks have undeniably gone from thought-provoking to provoking thoughts.
Wait, why women don't shit at work? Um, uh, does this need a fucking like a TED talk?
No one asked for.
One thing I am certain of is that no one ever heard me at work. I made sure of
You guys will not be able to believe.
Like, why was that even given like a thought?
Like your eyes. Watch the success stories my lab's had.
Huh?
The TED conference actually goes back to 1984.
I mean, with all of the presentations that TED has, I don't exactly know their like background check process or whatever. Because I mean, you know, I mentioned the Sam Hyde meme, so I think that everything was done over like a phone call. He was just like yeah, I called them, I told them what the presentation was going to be about, and then they gave me a time and date, and then I showed up, and then I did it. I think that's how he did his little TEDx thing, the TEDx joke. And yeah. And if that's all it is, well then I don't know if that's like a good enough vetting process.
When a man named Richard Saul Wurman wanted to bring together leading thinkers from different fields to share ideas worth spreading. It's initially aimed at people working in the newly established Silicon Valley, where companies like Apple, Atari, and LucasArts are more interested in the big ideas.
Oh, Lucasfilm, back when Star Wars used to be good.
Ideas behind technology rather than the computer parts themselves. So TED was created as a place where they can share these ideas about the emerging fields of technology, entertainment, and design. All in all, this first event serves as a good proof of concept.
Digital audio is becoming something that is more well known. I'm not sure how many of you have actually had a chance to hear it.
Oh, CDs. What did that say? Did that say DEI? There's no way.
It had almost 700 ICs in it, so you could...
By 1990, when Silicon Valley is the tech hub of the world, TED is pretty much their official annual conference, with a small but devout community of TEDsters who bring in revolutionary ideas from all sorts of fields.
We make computers.
The best weapon we have to explore this new world is the one between our ears, providing it's loaded. What is the collective noun for computer people?
Guys, I don't know if this is a news flash to you, but people that are really good at like some sort of like STEM thing, like science, technology, engineering, math, people that are like really, really good at it, they're not the best public speakers in general. Yes, there are a couple outliers, you know, like Neil deGrasse Tyson or any sort of like science person, or like Bill Nye the Science Guy, or, you know, there are outliers, but those are just the people that you see on the internet. For every like one person, like STEM type person that you see on the internet, there are hundreds more that are just as smart, if, well, I was gonna say just as smart, if not smarter, but equally as smart, but they simply cannot talk in front of, or can't do public speaking. I don't know if this is a newsflash to you, but this is a thing.
And this conference was good for me. Was it good for you?
This has been Richard's dream all along.
There was 150 women
and also public speaking is like a learned skill, so yeah.
411 men, 50 people with PhDs. There are 24 people from 9 countries.
And with his vision now fully realized, he's tired. This is when devout TEDster Chris Anderson comes to the rescue.
And I think you have a right to...
I've never heard them been called TEDsters. Never. Like any sort of like group of people following a single person. Like actors, or like if you're like a group of people following an actor, like the Chris Pine Nuts, or who was that the dude with like the ridiculous Benedict Cumberbatch, what was his group of people called? Benedict Cumber Babies or something, Cumber Bunches, I don't fucking know. Like, no, I don't think anybody calls themselves by that. This is just like a made up name Tedsters.
No, that I paid $14 million for this. Fortunately, he's just the guy for the job, because Chris knows what TED means to people.
No selling, no corporate bull, no bandwagoning, no platforms.
Let me see.
No bandwagoning, no.
No selling. Okay, so just take all of this and just do the opposite, and that's what it is. Okay, so no selling. Okay, come make a product and try to sell us on why it's good. Okay, no corporate bullshit. Okay, when you go up to sell the product, you have to present it in this way. Okay, check. Bandwagoning. Bandwagoning. Everybody doing the same thing. So yes, bandwagon would be the opposite. Do bandwagon. Do think like we do, and never question anything, even yourself or your peers.
No platforms. Just the pursuit of interest wherever it lies. That's not going to be changed at all.
Oh, if you only knew.
Yes.
In 2006, after seeing the potential of online media sharing, Chris introduces TED.com, opening the gates of this exclusive conference to the world. However, while this might appear to be a great thing for you and me, many of the OG TEDsters would argue that removing exclusivity might end up making it.
Bro, I think I think I'm still subscribed to like TEDx. Let me see. I probably am. TEDx. Yeah, I'm still subscribed to this.
Worse for everyone, as the event becomes less about ideas worth spreading and more about just ideas. They post their first talks from the 2006 conference. Needless to say, people are stunned.
At some point during the next 4 days, your brain might explode. By then, you won't even care. It's time for TED.
But things were just getting started. Public figures begin to see TED in a whole new light, not just for exchanging.
Have you ever heard of a laser pointer? Like, what are you doing?
Ideas, but also coming across to consumers as more human. Like, yeah, I know that's literally Ghislaine Maxwell, but guys, she saw a plastic hanger in the ocean, and now she cares about the ocean.
I was devastated. I was angry, and I understood immediately that the ocean was in trouble.
No, really? That was your tipping point, seeing a hanger. It wouldn't be like your stereotypical like 6-pack plastic thing around like some sort of like sea animal's like face or something, like they can't open their mouth, or like the nets that are just like wrapped around like dolphins and whales and shit, but yet they still like figure out a way to swim, and then when you take the net off and you let them swim, they still swim like they're still wrapped in the net because they've been stuck in the net for so long.
I think she was just scared for her part of the ocean, if you know what I'm saying. Because she's a pet. The speaker lineup in 2007 brings TED to a whole new level. Larry Page and Sergey Brin, the founders of Google, the founder and CEO of Amazon, Richard Branson, the founder of Virgin Airlines, Bill Clinton, who won the prestigious TED Prize.
You're looking.
Okay, like most awards, it is a completely made up award where they mean nothing and they are just given out like candy.
At a woman who was publicly silent.
With more partners and fewer terrorists, with more productive citizens, and
they even got director J.J. Abrams.
When I talked to the kind rep from TED, and I said, "Listen, what should I talk about?" He said, "Don't worry about it. Just be profound."
Anyway, the list goes on. In the following years, that list gets even longer. However, despite the quality of their speakers and ideas, the online viewers simply weren't satisfied. They wanted more.
Bro, most profound conversations happen between a couple people on like a porch or some bullshit, and they're like either smoking and drinking. That's when like the really good conversations happen. Back in the day when it was just you and your boys, just bullshitting, smoking, drinking, maybe doing drugs, I don't know. And then you're just talking about whatever. All right, that's when the most profound shit happens, or at least the spark of it. Anyway, it's never really in front of like a grandstandy stage, a podium, PowerPoints, laser pointers, in front of a crowd. It's never that.
More, to which Chris politely responds, "Why don't you make your own?" Introducing TEDx. The idea is simple. Give everyone the ability to host their own TED Talk. Genius, right? But can't I just get a stage and get a bunch of speakers and do the same thing? No. Are you
Oh, really?
You really think people are going to listen to some guy standing on a stage with no red letters behind him? Of course not, but that's okay. Just pay us and we'll send you your own. It'll have a little watermark indicating that you're nothing, but trust me, no one's going to notice. For a little
Independently organized TEDx event. Really?
while, these TEDx talks were pretty.
It's so funny because it kind of implies like people are too busy, they can't travel to go to this little stage, which is fine. But it's like, hang on, if you don't want to travel, we'll just mail you some shit. We'll just mail you the red letters. You know, maybe I don't know what happens with the stage or whatever. Maybe they have to make their own stage or some bullshit. Like, you guys make the set and we'll mail you the letters. And then record it, send us the video, and then we will determine whether or not it's good enough. I mean, vetting wise, I think that's smarter. But it is kind of funny how it's like, it's just like the barrier to entry has been removed, which I think in general is a pretty good thing. But shit, I don't know.
Pretty good. But very soon, things took a turn for the worse. And the biggest red flag was right there from the start.
The surprising thing about today's meeting is that we here at TED have had almost nothing to do with it.
Now a huge chunk of TED's brand is something they admit they have nothing to do with. It was obvious the floodgates had opened. The barrier to entry wasn't just lowered.
Yeah.
It was obliterated. Even though they added the X, most people see them as one and the same. TEDx ruined TED's
Yeah. I thought TED and TEDx were like the same. They're not?
Public perception. For the longest time, I didn't know the difference. I suspect a lot of people are the same. People start asking questions like, what
There's no way this is a real thing.
ideas could a 5-year-old possibly have that are worth spreading?
Talking about why kids should have an hour-long recess.
And I said, Mr. Grenier, I really want to play Scherzo Tarantella by Wieniawski. And he just went, you are not capable of that. And I was angry, but I was determined because I had played this piece before.
Yeah, if your teacher says you're not ready for something, it's most likely because you are not. Sounds like she put too much rosin on her bow.
Oh, music shit. Oh boy.
Look at her wrist. It's so tight.
TED has become a brand.
So wait, she wanted to play a song that was really hard. Teacher said, "You're not good enough yet. Just wait." So she did a TEDx to play it, and lo and behold, all the people that are really good at violin could easily pick apart all of her imperfections and shit she did wrong. Okay.
Machine, turning complex ideas into 18-minute viral sellable chunks. Perfect for consultants looking to beef up their credentials. Remember when Chris said this?
No selling, no corporate bullshit.
Famous last words.
This is the My Roast.
The fuck is this? Bro, you know that, this looks like a turbo smoker or some shit. Wait, why is there drums back here? There's like a drum set, but there's like a pressure gauge, and there's like a handle as if this were like a grill or a smoker. But there's like a what is this, a compressor? What is this?
It is a 2-kilo roaster. Also comes in a 5-kilo model, made entirely of stainless steel.
No selling.
Oh, so he's just making a product, and the main thing is no selling.
No corporate bullshit.
No more need for any kind of school, certifications, or proof of any kind that you've mastered.
No, just be profound, and then you too could be on TEDx. Wow.
mastered your craft to earn credibility. All you need is an uplifting and engaging story. Then you can sit back.
Yeah, I could chat GPT an uplifting story. That shit's easy.
And let the big red letters do the rest. Many people who seek to wield the power of the letters are relatively harmless, using them for nothing more than to roleplay as Silicon Valley visionaries.
To roleplay for their own self-gain. Bro, there's... What? This has to be a parody.
But some for much more selfish reasons, or even downright evil ones. At the 2014 TED Med, or Medical Conference, a lady named Elizabeth Holmes takes the stage to speak about her revolutionary new device that she claims has the potential to disrupt the evil medical industry, an industry that makes billions of dollars a year off people's suffering. Well, not anymore.
The health and well-being of every person, of those we love, is a basic human right.
Wow.
Is your left foot itching and you're worrying
so profound?
You might have scabies? Have you swallowed a battery and wondering how long until you turn into Mr. Electric? Well, in this talk, Elizabeth basically promises that with one prick of the finger, this device can determine that. I gotta say, I'm sold. Uh-oh.
Wait, what? What did that say? Theranos founder Holmes accused of massive fraud. She will pay $500,000 fine as part of the settlement. Good. That's a fine worth paying. Yeah. Let's get these sizable fines in sports, and then we'll really see how competitive integrity plays out when you get fined for like $500,000. This little piddly $5,000, $10,000 bullshit. Anyway, side tangent. San Francisco Theranos founder Elizabeth Holmes was charged with massive fraud by the Securities and Exchange Commission, a downbeat coda to one high-flying Silicon Valley startup that promised to revolutionize blah, blah, blah.
Uh-oh.
In November, a judge sentenced her to more than 11 years in prison after she raised many millions of dollars from investors by making false claims about her company.
Turns out all of it was a lie, and even with actual scientists calling it out from the very start, this lie was still somehow able to make it all the way to store shelves. Patients were misdiagnosed with everything from diabetes to cancer. She was able to trick people out of millions of dollars and make it onto the cover of Forbes by tricking people into
Jeez. She was on Forbes.
thinking she knew what she was talking about. That is the power behind
Wait, what was it? Like you swallow a pill or you eat like a chip or something? Or like they surgically put a chip in you? I did not know about that.
Red letters. Ted knows it. They also know that now the people do too.
2009, I met a thought leader and I asked him, how did you...
Bro, nobody calls himself a thought leader. Are you kidding me? Bro, if you like unironically call yourself a thought leader, that's like a self-admission to be like, oh, you're a thought leader? Just do like a 180.
You become a thought leader. And you know what he said? He said, I don't know. Now that doesn't sound important, and it's not.
I see TED Talks mentioned more often again. However, in a rather negative way, like, well, after he's done spending all that Kickstarter money and running the company into the ground, he can always go write a book about it and hold a lame TED Talk to promote it.
I lost my job because I used my corporate card on my gambling accounts.
Things got to the point where people started to criticize TED on their own platform. Some would go up and make the speech topic problems they have with TED, and others would do talks about nothing at all just to prove how easy it was.
Oh yeah, of course the video had to have the Sam Hyde meme. Bro, this was some funny ass shit, dude.
Just to get a talk.
Can I have this water here? Give me like 25 seconds here.
Give it like 25. I can't believe he was able to get away with this.
Give me like 10 more seconds.
After this wave of hate, things got a little more serious, with some referring to it as a cult. There's talks online about an early Joe Rogan episode featuring Eddie Huang, who was kicked out for not following their cult-like orders. However, this video and all traces of
whatever happened to the no bandwagoning
of the episode are taken down. But this isn't all too uncharacteristic of them, as they've been known to do their fair share of banning of speakers whose ideas they deemed not worthy of spreading. But the ones they didn't allow seem pretty tame to me. They banned Nick Hanauer's talk named "Rich People Don't Create Jobs." The talk was deemed too political and never put online. In 2013, Rupert Sheldrake was banned for giving a talk called "Exposing Scientific Dogmas." And after removing the video, TED released a brief statement about
Wait, the blah 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 energy is the same. Dogma number 5, nature is purposeless. It's all in there, no direction. Dogma 6, biological hereditary is material. Dogma 7, memories are stored inside your brain as material traces. Okay.
their reasoning behind the ban. We feel a responsibility not to provide a platform for talks which appear to have crossed the line into pseudoscience.
Pseudoscience slash, they would they use like a synonym for like what was I gonna say? Pseudoscience, misinformation. Would they like lump those together or no? I mean, there's probably like a difference, but like, I mean, obviously, if you're like Ted, you don't want to put out like dumb shit.
I'll just let that sink in. Let me just remind you all that aside from the little Theranos slip up, these are the same people who let this lady talk about why superhero posing in the bathroom is scientifically proven to better your health.
The people who can use it the most are the ones with no resources and...
How? Try a power pose and share the science.
no technology and no status and no power. Give it to them because they can do it in private. They need their bodies, privacy, and 2 minutes, and it can significantly change the outcomes of their life.
This was later proven to be false by another scientific study which showed it.
No evidence that power posing works. There's no way anybody would admit power posing in the bathroom. Like, what? And even if they did, they could be lying. Like, yeah, I power posed this morning. I feel awesome. There's no way to verify that.
It's 100%.
This is the type of fake science or pseudoscience that I could probably agree with them on.
Proven to make you look like a fucking idiot. Anyway, pretty recently, TED did something that seems to be an acknowledgement of their past mistakes, showing that they agree the conference has strayed far from its original mission. Earlier this year, they decided to change they're not changing anything.
Things that we're kind of evolving.
They are evolving their tagline. This is third evolution. This is Raichu. From ideas worth spreading to ideas change everything.
I guess.
What does that even
I mean,
mean?
that's pretty vague. Yeah, this is like ideas worth spreading. Ideas change. This is like a no shit Sherlock type of thing. Like, what? The other tagline was better. Ideas worth it.
One of the things that we're kind of evolving is our tagline and our mission statement from ideas worth spreading
to more vague, something more vague, more all-encompassing, and it's like, this is so stupid.
Ideas change everything.
Well,
people
overall, cool video. I like it. I had no idea that TED was getting like worse and worse, or they even changed or whatever. To be honest, the last time I saw a TED talk, probably years ago, you know, just one randomly popped up in my feed or something like that. Yeah, but overall, this is a pretty cool video. I like it, and I'm a fan now. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I'll catch you guys on the next one. All right, later.